Hey nerds, welcome back to Nerd News. I'm Stay Down now. Today, we're going to be talking about Superman game ideas by Cory Barlog. Now, there was an interview at PAX East a while ago, and I know this video is kind of late, but better late than never. And it kind of relates to my other gaming video that I made kind of a while back about superhero video games. So, let's get right into it. Now, August 31st, the director of God of War, Cory Barlog, talked about some Superman video game ideas. None of these ideas are pen to paper, but just thoughts. One thought suggested was a young Clark Kent going to school and coming to grips with his superpowers, which sounds very interesting. Cory mentioned he loves Persona games, and it would be like that game. I never played Persona, but I'm pretty sure that's in a school. He also said that he loved the Smallville TV show and how he kind of just grew into the character from Clark Kent to Superman, which is interesting. I've still never seen Smallville, so guess I gotta watch that now. Cory also mentioned that finding the struggle between high school, growing up, and America's Blue Boy Scout would be a very interesting concept that we have seen in a bunch of things, but never gets old. Coming to grips with high school, growing up, and being the next big superhero is a very interesting concept. Another idea that he had, totally different, of one where Superman would have to make choices, like the Tall Tale series, I'm pretty sure. He never went into detail of like the Tall Tale series, but I'm assuming that's what he was talking about. He wouldn't be able to save everyone, he says. Superman, I mean. He'd hear people crying for help, and he'd have to make the choice of who to save. Cory says a good Superman game would be going into the psychology of the character, and it's me, and I love going into the psychology of characters because it's just so interesting. Superman, a man with powers of a god, coming to grips of not being able to save everyone. Now that's pretty cool. That sounds awesome. Eventually, Superman would go for a president of the world role to teach others on how to work together and defend ourselves without needing Superman anymore. Now, when he said a president type role of the world, I was like, fucking justice. And I was like, please no. And then he also lastly said he didn't touch too much on gameplay, but he did say it would be with fights, saving people, flying around, the whole shebang of Superman. So, yeah, what does this sound like to you guys? I personally, either of these game ideas sound cool. I mean, anything with the DC or any superhero logo, I think I'm going to get. So, yeah, this doesn't really, this matters to me a whole lot, but what do you guys think of this? He only mentioned 2 game ideas, but it sounds like he actually put some thought into these. And he does work at he just did the God of War series. He did joke about having a young Jonathan Kent, which if you don't know, Superman's son, and Superman being an old roughly figure, referring to the God of War series. But what do you guys actually think about this? I think this could work as a game. I feel like they do have to work it up a little bit and polish it, but I think the base is there, and it could actually be a game. And could this theme work? Yes. Do I think that they have to get Superman right? Yes. Because it's hard, as I mentioned in my previous video of superhero games. How are you going to make Superman vulnerable? It's going to be hard to do that with a man who is bulletproof, can fly in an instant, and super powered, and like I mentioned before, the powers of a fucking god. How are you going to make him vulnerable in any state like Spider-Man or Batman? It's hard to do, and if they can do that successfully, I have to give them a lot of props. Anyway, comment down below your thoughts on this. I mentioned mine. I think it's a good idea. I think they do have to work on it a little bit, but the base is there. That's me. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. This is Nerd News. Sign off.